Near the end of 2018, I took a survey to see which color you wanted me to plastidip my winter wheels. Well, a year later, we're here. According to the poll, matte black was the winner, so let's get into it. I picked up 4 cans of plastidip from my local parts store, but unfortunately they only had 3 cans of black, so I ended up getting 3 cans of black and 1 white. I'll use the white can to lay down a base coat for the plastidip. But first, let's line the perimeter of the wheels with some index cards. I've seen other people do this, so it must work. And let's get to spraying. I tried to go nice and light, even coats on all 4 wheels, changing up the angles from coat to coat, so I wouldn't oversaturate any areas, and I would hit all of the different angles of these spokes. As I was finishing up with the white base coat, I started to wish that I would have gone with white rather than black. But hey, this is what you guys wanted, so I can always peel this off and redo the wheels in white. So after I ran out of white, I began to coat the wheels in black. With the first 2 cans, I tried to continue to keep the coverage very light and make sure to hit all of the surfaces of the wheels at all different angles. Once I got to the final can, I began to spray with a heavier hand to try to get the plastidip to float on the surface, which in my mind should help self-level the dip.
"24 hours later."
Now to mount the wheels. And of course, I waited until it snowed before I swapped the summer wheels for the winter wheels. Really no surprise there. Let's get the car up in the air with the scissor lift, and I often get asked what lift I'm using, so I've linked a similar lift in the description. I've also provided a link for the Plastidip that I've used, and as I said, I did pick this up at a local parts store which had a very limited selection. It was about 4 different colors. However, the link that I've included will take you to ECS Tuning. ECS Tuning sells both Plastidip and Dip Your Car brand products, and they offer a ridiculous number of colors and finishes. And if you use my links, I'll get a small kickback at no charge to you. Back to the wheels. While I was installing the wheels, I was a bit careless with the socket, and I did scrape a little bit of the coating off around the lug holes on the wheels, so be careful of that. Also, after using the index card technique, I've determined I would have probably been better off just simply taping around the tire, leaving a gap between the wheel and the tire, deliberately overspraying, and then peeling off the excess overspray. I say this because I oversprayed a little bit over the top of the index cards with the white Plastidip. It's just a misting, but it still hasn't come off a year later. Speaking of a year later, I guess the one good thing that came from waiting a year to edit this video is that I can now tell you that this Plastidip coating held up really well last winter, including being washed multiple times. So now that we've got the wheels on and they're torqued to spec, I use 85 foot-pounds for this car, I aired up the tires. And at the time, I didn't realize how much air I had lost over the summer. And if I had noticed, I would have aired them up before dropping the car. After airing them up, I checked the tire pressures and set them to the Bridgestone recommended pressure. Changing the wheel setup will inevitably mess with the tire pressure sensors in the vehicle, so don't be surprised if you get a tire pressure warning after swapping to new wheels. The warning will probably come after you've driven it for a couple minutes, and as long as you have the tire pressure set to the correct pressure, you can go into the glove box and hold the tire pressure sensor reset button until you hear the chime and the warning light will go away. And that about does it. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please give the video a like and consider subscribing if you'd like more content like this. See you in the next one.